Hi guys, I'm back. Been a long 2 weeks for me, but anyway, let's get on and do the next video. I got one more to come after this, and I don't know when the next one will be after that, because got a lot to do here, so I'll try and get some more done. Anyway, this week, as you know with the title, it's the Corgi 302. It's the Hillman Hunter, the race, marathon, and at the Australian, was it London to Australia or Sydney? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, before we start that one, let's give a quick mention here to a few subscribers who's left a few nice comments for me. Steve Cook, Garth Close, hi Garth. He said hi. Stephen Edwards, Flying Valiant, Ian Hull, Crap Old Nick, of course, Gary Dean, Chris Parkinson, My Sims Reality, yet again, Pops Reclamation Station. Can't say that. Bloody mouse drying up here. Let's have a drop of cider in a minute, I think. Nigel N and Martin Dare. Thank you everyone for leaving nice comments. I think we're going to hit the 3,000 pretty soon, folks. There's only about another, was it 10 or 15 more, and we'll be on 3,000. So I reckon by the time the next video comes, when I do the next video, we'll be on the 3,000 mark. Things is going well. Anyway, we've got a few little comments here. I have answered most of these. Ryan Gold, he says, what scale is this vehicle in? It's the Corgi ice cream van. And well, as far as I think, it's 143. But anybody asking me about scales, I mean, I know nothing about what, like 118 or 172. I don't understand any of it, how it works or nothing. So don't ask me about while you're asking me, ask Google instead. I sent a message back to him to say, ask Mr. Google. He knows more than me. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a professional on this. I don't know everything about bloody Corgi and Dinky. You know, I just learn as I'm going, like anybody else. But asking questions like that, don't bother asking me things like that, because I ain't got a clue about what scale anything is. Somebody else sent me a message the other day asking about something. Oh, I don't know what it was now, but I've never heard of what he's talking about. So I'm answered him, because I'm not being rude. It's just that I ain't got a bloody clue what he's talking about, because I've never heard of the thing he's on about. 80 UK. This is my Dinky Toys catalogue. I paid 3p for back in 1973 when I was 10. I think he sent me a thing of it. Done a fantastic. Oh, this is in my Dinky's catalogue. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you've done a fantastic job restoration on this lunar rover and those painted astronauts. Yeah, they didn't come out too bad actually. I love your yap. I really feel that you're doing your best. Well, I am. I can only do that. Can't do no more. And to help us out with the info and tips, and I did feel that all is not well in the video. No, well, it's not now actually. I don't really want to say too much about it. It's just that my missus is going through a bit of a spell at the moment, that's all. It's, you know, I'm just really a bit pissed off with it really, that nothing's actually sort of been found out yet, if you could put it. What's happening with her all the time with her bloody, it's mainly her knees and her feet, and feet swelling up all the time, and I don't know, she's in really bad pain with it sometimes, and it's getting on top of me sometimes, that's all. So I can only do what I can do. Robert Sterling, hi Bob, good to see you. Thanks for the extra bonus material about the Batmobile interior and the rivets. Yeah, matey asked about it, and I thought it'd be easier to show it, that's all. The blue paint you're using sure looks good. You seem to be getting a great shine out of it. And the metallic also looks good also. Well, yeah, it was metallic, wasn't it? Good idea painting the astronauts. Made the whole model look brand new. That's what I wanted to do. Glad you liked it. Always enjoy seeing the rebuilds. Look after your missus and yourself. I will, Robert. Thank you very much. Good name, Robert. Graham Parr. Looked better before you started, question mark. Yeah, it was what he's talking about is the Jag XK120. The build off I'd done with Martin Dare, and well, mine came out absolutely dog shit, really. I wasn't pleased with it, and I gave it. I think I gave it to one of the grandkids to go and smash up, something like that. I wasn't really pleased with that one. Yeah, so it did look better before I started, Graham. I agree with you 100%. That's the trouble when you're doing build-offs. You know, you want to get your video out, and I don't know what happened to that one. The paint was bubbling. I must have stripped it 3 times, and in the end I thought, oh, bollocks to this, I've had enough of it, and I just done it as it was, and I thought, well, that'll have to do. But I'm not one for these build-off things and all that. I just like to just do a video and show a restoration. I'm not trying to have a competition with anybody to see who does the best, so I'm not really into all that sort of business. Peter Horton: hi Bob, your restoration work is fantastic. Really enjoyed watching the video as always. The yap at the beginning is just as important as the restoration film. Well, I'm glad you think so, thanks. I'm glad everybody enjoys me yap anyway. At least I'm not as boring as I thought I was, like my missus always tells me. Please don't change that, it's definitely not boring. Thanks very much, Peter. Sorry to hear you and your good lady on 100%. Yeah, well, I don't agree with that, I've told you. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for your comment. Brian Fearn: I had the whole white bumper version. Oh, he's on about the old SPV in it, is it? Or the blue one I've done? I don't know. Spectrum Pursuit, yeah, SPV. He's on about he had the white bumper version with the folding seat, and that's what I put in this one now. It's a folding seat. But when you put that folding seat in, there is on the top of the seat meant to be a little tab, because if you look in the top of the actual model, there's 2 runners, and the little seat, when you've got to be careful when you shut it, it's got to go in the other runner, and I reckon that's why they've done away with it, because kids wasn't shutting it properly, and it was just banging it shut, and that's what's breaking the seats off. But if you shut it properly, it will close up properly, and the seat will stay up inside then. Yeah, it's just that particular example you have there, in its original form, has survived well considering it's 50-something years old. Us big kids were never told not to abuse him by pushing him down stairs and other nasty things that we came across. Would have been fantastic if the SPV came with a warranty from Spectrum. Yeah. I suppose, yeah, that's a little nice one. I suppose a little warranty badge or something, just for a bit of fun. Paul Trigger: really enjoyed the video, Bob. You did a cracking job on the lunar vehicle. I think you did the right thing painting Bill and Ben the astronaut man. Yeah, I call him Bill and Ben, don't I? White. They look proper, mate, and the blue on the casting was a good choice. Sorry to hear the wives. Yeah. Don't stop the app, Bob. I for one enjoy it. Until your next video, take care, mate. Thank you very much, Paul. Fraser Martin: Arcane, Bob, you're a master of the black arts. I'm not really interested in the theme cars, but your tips and tricks are terrific. Keep up the informative work. Thank you very much, Fraser. Ryan Butler: begged and prayed for you to do this model, and you didn't let me down. Thank you, Bob. Bless you both. Well, I mean, I can't promise anybody certain models, but you know, they might come up. If I have one sent, then I'll do it, you know. But I obviously don't do all of the ones I get sent. Some of them I just keep as spares, you know, for spares for other ones, because sometimes you get ones that's really rough, you know, when you get like a little package sometimes what subscriber sends in. Some of them can warrant being done, but some of them, I mean, I got a box of a few bits down there, I just chuck them in my spares box and use them as spares, you know, and it comes in handy sometimes to have odd bits like steering wheels, and you know, you can cut seats out if you're doing like a code free or something like that, all stuff like that. But they do come in handy, some of them. Hi Bob, firstly, this is David Reinchens. You're not boring. Thank you, David. I found that your chat spots very informative and like the handy hints. Second, great job. I really like that blue. Well done. Thank you very much, David. Well, that's the last comment. God, I was going to say something else. I forgot now. What was it I was going to say? I had something here I was going to talk about. Oh, I was going to say about the if any of you lot are into really collecting these Corgi models, there's a place, if you type on Google Corgi £1.99, I expect most of you know about it by now. You can get the ice cream van. It's Corgi Model Club, and you order this ice cream van, And if you just want to keep that, you pay £1.99. It comes in the box. It's a musical one, and it's a bloody good model. I've got it now. I might show it on the next video actually, on the app. And you want to nail back in that, and it makes a noise. And I'll tell you what, the only difference with it from the actual Corgi one that they made, everything, the casting, everything, the weight, it's a nice weight in it, perfect. It's just the rivets are quite slightly different, because I suppose there's a new way of riveting things these days, but than what it was back then. And it says made in China on the bottom. That's the only bit that's different really on the base plate. But the actual model, I'll tell you what, they have done a really good job of it. I've compared it to the one that I restored, and it is absolutely, well, you can tell the difference. They're both identical. There's castings, it's really good quality. So if you want one, just type in £1.99 ice cream van, and it'll come up there on the search. And then all you do is order it, fill out the thing and order it. And then when they send it to you, you've got a choice. You can join the actual, subscribe to it, and they'll send you a different car every month. But the last one they're sending on this batch is the 261 James Bond car, and I'll be interested to see how that one turns out, what sort of state that one will be in, like, you know, compared to an original one. But if you want to start collecting them, I'll tell you what, it's a good little set to collect, so have a look at it anyway. But for me, that's it now. Nothing else I've got to say here. No. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I want to say, I've lost the letter that came with this year. So if you're watching, you've probably sent me something before. I'm sure you have. I'm not sure who sent this one. I've lost the actual letter. You sent me the tyres and everything with it, because I mean, I want to give you a mention on the actual video when I do it. So if you're watching, just leave a little comment somewhere, or email me and say, oh yeah, I sent you that one. Don't want no imposters saying they sent it. I'm only joking. But you know, you know, if you're watching now, just give me a reminder who you are who sent it. I don't know what I've done with it. I'm so much on my head at the moment. I don't know what I've done with the letter or nothing, you know. So anyway, I've had enough yap now. That's it for now, because I'm going to ramble on forever else. I'll see you next time. So look after yourselves. Have a nice summer. Like I say, I've got one more video to come up in another couple of weeks or so, and I should try and get on and do some more for you now. Alright, so see you next time. Bye bye for now. See ya. Right then, folks, this is the old Hillman Hunter from the what was it, the Australian London to Sydney marathon in the 60s. I've got an elastic band on there at the moment. I'll take that off. I have actually drilled this apart already, because I did do a repair on the glass for this spotlight up here, and I've actually got some reproduction wheels, but I'm not entirely happy with them, because once you've got it all closed up, I'll tell you what, for reproduction they are absolutely crap. I mean, look at the buckle in that. Look at that. You turn that wheel, it's like it's buckled. They're not made very well. I have got some other wheels what my mate sent me from Cornwall, and these is actually proper spot on, you know, real spot on wheels, like originals, but they're not the same design in the middle. That's the only thing. And when you've got one of them on with a tyre on it, I'll show you quickly. If I take one of these off, if I can get the bloody thing off, see, that's what I mean. These wheels are total shit. They're garbage, really. But when you've got one of these wheels on there, they'll go on there alright. They fit on beautiful and they're not buckled. But the trouble is, I mean, they're catching on the actual mudguard with the tyres. So what I might do, I'm debating now whether to do this or not, because these is off from a different Golden Jack vehicle. So I'm thinking of, like, when I get this apart, is to file them inner mudguards down slightly to allow for the tyre. so that I can fit these wheels on as well, but I'm going to try and do it so that it doesn't look any different, really, much different than like it do now, so you shouldn't be able to notice it. It's just to take that little bit off of there, just to allow these to move, but they do fit a lot better and they're not buckled. I mean, I don't think they'll look too bad, actually. They look more like a normal, you know, like a normal sort of wheel instead of the old Rostyle sort of style, what that got. So I might actually start, you know, use these here instead. But I'm going to have to take this apart and get the file out and just file the inside of them mud guards, just to slightly take a bit off the width of them, and just to allow enough for these here to work, because I'm not happy with them reproduction ones. Waste of bloody money, if you ask me. So anyway, to take this apart, it's quite simple. You must have seen Martin Dare do this one. It's just 2 rivets, one there, one there. That just lifts off once you took them out, and then all this, that just pops off of there. I think that's slightly bent, actually, I'm not sure, but there's like a little pin there what goes through the front of the car there to line that up. If I move all that out the way a minute, and then you got your seating part, you just lift that out. That's quite simple. It's pretty clean, actually, for this one. That just all lifts out. I mean, the seats just fall out of there like that. You can plop they in afterwards. Then you've got your steering piece that just locates on a pin there, look, see, on the glass. That just comes out like that. You got your spotlight there. Now Martin, when he done his, he had a problem with this spotlight. I don't know, I can't remember on this video whether it was missing. I can't get the bloody thing out now. There he is. But I don't know if he did have it on the seating part. There should be a pin like that, Martin. I don't know if you had yours missing or no, I can't remember. But that is what holds the spotlight. Once you've got the seating in, that holds it and stops it falling back down into the actual casting. So I'll have to take another look at his video, but whether that was missing, I'm not sure. Now that glass just comes out. This is where I've done the repair. That there piece was all totally gone, because that piece there with the pin on it, if you look very closely, there's a little pin on the top of there, and that there was rattling around inside the car. So I had to try and stick it back on there, but I used the old 5-second fix to repair around the little holes and all that. But the trouble is, it's come down to there, and you ain't going to get rid of that. But I think that does show a bit on the original one. But apart from that, this glass is pretty good. So that just pops out, as you see. If you want to clean the glass, that just sort of, that's just the roll cage. It just pops in the top, as you can see. So that's pretty easy to sort out. Then you got another spotlight in the top, which comes out like that. There's the other one. These look very much like the Uncle spotlights, actually. You could probably get away with them, but you might have to do like a little bit of a drill in the bottom of them if you was to replace them. If you bought any Uncle ones, you'd probably have to drill down inside a bit, because they locate on pins on this one, whereas the Uncle one they don't. Then you got your tyre thing. Take your tyre out. That just comes out like that. That's nothing. And then the suitcase, you just prise that little piece apart there. That just clips in, so you gotta just get a screwdriver in there. Just move the actual pin like that, or the little tag like that, and then that'll come out like that. And then we've got our shell. Now this one here was also damaged. I didn't have the handle on the front, so I have made an handle for it. I don't know how long it's going to last, because it is only super glued on there, but there's a little handle which I've actually made, if it'll focus for me, there, if we can see that, and that's been glued on. I never had that handle, so this lid wouldn't stay shut. But I'm going to clean this up, this suitcase and try and take the rough edges off of it. The old piece on the bottom, that just falls out. So you can take that out, that metal piece, what shows the tools. We get the old screwdriver again. Just push that through. That only just pops in like that. So it's just a little blank thing, like, you know, tool shaped stuff. But I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to try and tidy up all these crappy edges before I put this back on and make it look a bit more decent. Do what I can with it. Now, before I start dismantling this, because you can take these out, Martin's already demonstrated that on his video, that you can actually take these pieces out. You just move that. If you put that flat like that, you can lift that up and move it to one side, the wires, and then you can lift the whole thing out and, you know, take these bars out. So we'll need to do that to get this resprayed. So for now, I'll leave them in there because I want to, if I take all these wheels off, I want to sort out them other wheels before it goes any further with it. And I want to try and get the other wheels to work instead of the ones we got on there. And so if I can sort out the wheels I need, I've got tyres from. If I can find the bloody things here, put some tyres on them, I can get them sorted out and put them on instead of the other bloody things, because I'm not, as I said, I'm not happy with them other ones. I've got a few more there. See, that's all the wheels what my mate sent me. So I'll put another tyre on. Oh, it's not the one anyway, it's not the right tyre, is it? Or is it? Yes, it is. I'm just wondering whether I should use the actual tyres I've got for these, because these are Uncle tyres. It's the sort of tyres you use for the Uncle car, because they are slightly thinner than the ones that I've got there. I'm just wondering whether they might be better to help with the sanding down, if you know what I mean. It's not going to yeah, I don't know. I'll do them with the other tyre, the bigger ones, because they look better anyway, these tyres. There, now if I put them on, they'll all go on perfectly, and that's what really annoys me, because they go on and they turn so well when they're not on the body of the car, if you know what I mean. But once you put them on the actual body of the car, that's it. They don't want to know, because they're catching the whatchamacallit, there, look at that, perfect. Nothing wrong with that. But then as soon as you put them on here, as soon as you, well, put them on the right way round, as soon as you put them on here, you get resistance, and well, you can't, that's not even turning. That's the only trouble. So like I said, I'm going to try and sort this out a bit, see if I can you know, get that to move a bit easier. But that's the only snag. So I'm going to get on to do that, and I'm going to bring that back. All I'm doing is using a file in here and a bit in there, and then we'll come back and I'm going to strip this one then. Once I've got it all how I want it, we can strip it, because we've got a load of paint as well. I've got to get these lights out, they only pop out. There's a little dimple in the back there, look. You just push the light out from there. Same with the front ones. So they all come out pretty easy. And then we'll come back and get this one stripped. Okay guys, as you can see, well, what I've done, I've actually got the wheel in there. I've got this one here, combination of that one and this one. I've actually ground out where the actual tyres were rubbing, and it was around here on the front, it was around that bit, it was rubbing there. So without sort of changing the appearance, you can't, when this is sprayed up, you won't even notice I've done it, because it's going to be totally it'll look like it was made like it. But it's enabled me to fit these wheels onto it, because if you look now, they go on and they're actually turning with no problems. And I think these wheels look a bit better than the other ones actually. But they're actually turning now with the tyres on, which they wouldn't do that before, because the tyres was catching on all these bits. I've got a few little bits, like a bit there I've got to touch up, you know, I've got to grind a little bit more, because you've got to allow for the paint, you know, once it's painted again, you know, it's liable to catch again. So anyway, I'm going to carry on with that, and I'm going to get this stripped. I'm not going to show you the stripping process, it's not really worth it. I mean, you know how that goes. I'm going to put it in the actual hot dog jar and do it in there. So when I bring this back, I'll let you see what it looks like all stripped and with all the bits done there and whatever, and I'll tell you what, you won't notice. Right then guys, as you can see, I've sprayed up the base on the car with just a normal grey base coat that I usually use, and that's going to be the colour for the base, the base plate, that's what it's called now. So I'm going to get another coat of, base coat on this and lacquer it, and then I'll put the wheel things back on, the old things here. If you want to see how to take them out, well, I'll show you how to put them back in. That's going to be the easiest way. But I mean, Martin there has already shown it on his video, so I'm not too bothered about showing it really, but I will. Just, you know, because you're watching. So that's done. That's got to dry a minute. I've got to let that harden up a bit more. Stick that out of the way for now. Put it in the voice there, that'll do. And the actual body, I've been over this. I've got all the imperfections out of it, all around where the windscreen fits in there. All rough edges off there has been all sanded away. Around here, I like to, you know, get it all nice and flat if I can. And if you can see, there's the wheel arches. I don't know if you can see any difference, but they are slightly thinner than what they were before we started, and that's to allow for these different type wheels, because they do pop out a bit further, and now they should fit in there and turn alright, because it was when I actually tried it out, but I will try it again before I actually paint this one. When the base plate's dried up, I will put the actual things back in and you know, try the wheels out just to make sure they are turning alright. They should be. If they did before, they should do again. So what I was thinking, you see the grill there? I mean, the grill has been, if it focuses, it's been really, you know, ground up with a nice wire wheel, and it's come out pretty shiny. I was thinking, instead of using the actual Molotow on that, is to leave that or mask that up. I'm not sure which is going to be the easiest way. I mean, masking it is going to be a pain in the butt. So, you know, it's just a thought at the moment, because when I see the bare metal and how good it's come out, usually I feel I don't want to paint it, you know, it looks so nice and clean, and but you gotta, you know, most probably I will Molotow it, because the Molotow is slightly shinier than that, more chrome, so most likely I'll just paint it over and then Molotow that. But that'll be the easiest route out of it, I think, because masking it is going to be a pain in the backside anyway. But yeah, I mean, this casting is pretty good. I've flattened off the sides of the mudguards, or the wheel arches I should say. Flattened them off, got all the little imperfections out so they're nice and smooth. So, I mean, looking at it, you can't really notice I've done anything to these wheel arches, because I haven't done anything. I haven't really sort of took anything off of them, like the outside of them. It's only like on the inner part, if you know what I mean, all around, just the actual thickness of the shell around there, because it was really thick. And like I said, the tyres was catching on this, and all I've done is grown that back slightly, so it's unnoticeable, but just enough to allow for the tyres. But I think these wheels look better actually myself. They look more like a, you know, basic sort of Hillman Hunter, you know. I mean, using them, these bloody things, if you've got to get any, you'll have to get them, but I mean, they're horrible wheels. I mean, the actual O's in them, they're not drilled straight, and they flop around, and it's like they're buckled, so they're not very well made. For what you pay for them, I think they're a load of shit. But there you go, that's what you got when you want to do these things up. You got to buy repro stuff sometimes, and it ends up it's a load of crap. Until you do it, you don't know, until you sort of actually bought some. But I'll never buy them again because they're a load of shit. There you go. Okay folks, what I've done, I'll give this a quick flash of the old base coat as well. But I've sprayed the roof. I've concentrated on the roof mainly for the white, because as you know, it's got a white roof, this thing. So I'm going to let this all, you know, harden up and all that, and I'm going to mask that roof off, and then we're going to put the blue on. And the actual blue, if I put this out of the way a minute, I got this colour because I had a few blues myself and I didn't have the right one, and I looked at Martin's video, so thanks Martin for this. And what it is, the colour is the Ford Electric Monza Blue. That's the one that he used, and that is the closest you can get, I think, to the original colour of this car. So that's what I'm going to be using, the Ford Electric Monza Blue, Alfred's. I couldn't be asked to go down Trago and look around all their mixed up paints down there, all in the wrong places, and trying to find the right one. So I just looked on Alfred's website and they had one, so I thought, well, £7.50. I know it's pretty dearer, but it's a bigger can, so I can probably use it for someone else as well. So that's what I got. So there you go. Okay guys, I said I'd show you how to put these in. I put 2 in already. They are very, very fiddly to put back in. That's why I don't like to really show it, because it's easier to do it off of camera really. So what you got to do, I mean, the way I've done it, I put them both on the actual axles like that, and then they fold back that way, so I just drop them in. I sort of push, if you look, if you can see, like my big fingers in the way, I just pushed them back like that. I don't know if you can see that. I just push them back like that, both of them. So you got them both showing like that, and you want them to sit flat. And this is the awkward bit. You gotta try and I tries to hold them with my fingers like that. I don't know if you can see. I'll come out a bit because this camera's meddling around with me and it's going out of focus. Right, if you look how they are there, hold them down like that, and then what I did, this is the awkward bit, you've got to try and get the wire, you've got to push the wire back so you can flop one down a bit like that, and then get the wire that side and try and push that one down. But it's so awkward. If I can get it. See, this is what's awkward about showing it on film. There, that's that one. No, that one's moved, let's say. Right, I think I've got them down there. You've got to try and get the axle back in the actual groove, but it's so bloody difficult to get it right. What you want to try and do is lift these up. Once you get over that axle, just push it over there, and I've got that one in, let's say. And then you've got to do the same with this one. But the axle won't go right down because the actual wire's in the way, let's say. You've got to lift that wire up. just enough to get the axle down if you can. Such a fiddly old business. I mean, if you're doing it if you're doing it yourself and you're not sort of trying to show it on camera, it's a lot simpler. I think I've ballsed up already here. No, I am. There, if you get that there, get that wire to come up. You've got to be careful with that wire. Right, I've got it up. You've got to be careful with this wire because you don't want to bend it too much because it's going to lose its tension. And then you just try and lift it onto that little hub. Like I say, it's a lot easier if you haven't got to try and do it in front of a bloody camera. But you can see what you've got to do. See, if I could rest this on my knee, I'd probably have done it by now. Actually, I'm going to do that. There. If you can see that, if this thing will focus, come on, focus. There it goes. There, if you can see that now, you can see the old wires goes in them little grooves. But if you check on Martin's video, he'll show you how they come out. So I mean, they're pretty simple to put back in. Well, I'm saying that they're not simple to put back in, but the idea, how they go back in, is not rocket science. It's just getting them to go in there. And I've actually put a bit of glue on there because these springs was like kept turning, so that when I put it in the old caustic, it must have loosened everything up here, and the actual springs were revolving, if you know what I mean. But there, that's how you do it anyway. And then you got your old things back. So now all I got to do now is mask the roof off on the old car and get the blue on. Okay, folks, I've done the top now. It's a nice glossy white now on the top, as you can see. See the shine there? I don't know if you can see that. But I need to mask this off now so I can do the blue. Let's get this masked up now. And this is going to be a tedious little job doing this. So I might use a bit of YouTube magic on this. I don't know yet. Let's have a look a minute. I want that bit showing, so I want that blue, that top of that part. So if we put that around there, like that. And then I think what I'll do with the magic of YouTube, there, that's better. So now it's ready for spraying. So we'll get the blue on it. As I said, it's this one here, the Monza blue. So let's get on and do that. Okay guys, right, let's get this body sprayed up with this nice blue. I'll tell you what, this paint spray is really nice. Thanks to Martin again for this colour. I did listen on your video to see what colour you used because I quite liked it. It was near enough well, it was the most nearest one to the actual colour of the car. I didn't have nothing available on here, so I'm quite happy with how those colours come out. Really, it's the nearest match I can see to it. Fancy using a Ford colour on a Hillman. Strange. Never mind. Yeah, it's not too bad. Right, let's get on with the next step. Okay guys, there you go. I've done all the blue, as you just saw. Took the old tape off. Not looking too bad at all. It's all been lacquered as well now. I've since done that, and that's looking pretty shiny, that one. Trouble is, it looks too shiny, doesn't it? It doesn't look like a rally car. It should be covered in mud. But there you go. That's probably what it looked like before it went out on the marathon. Nice and shiny. And that's what we want it to look like. So now all I've got to do now, when this all hardens up, this paint, I'm going to leave this overnight. I've got to mask off this bonnet, or mask the car off, leave the bonnet, because I want that a matte. Well, I'll probably do it like a satin black. That's like semi sort of shiny. It's like a silky sort of finish, not a high gloss. And then all it is then is just putting the decals on and putting it back together. I'm pleased how that's come out. That's looking pretty good, if I don't say so myself. Okay everyone, I've done the bonnet, as you can see, and I've done it in a satin black. It's just a little bit of a shine on it, but not as shiny as the rest of the car, as you can see. So all I've got to do now is paint the old grille in, put these lights back in. I've done one already, and all I've done, just simple enough, don't need explaining. Push it in, and I'll put a little bit of the old, where is it, 5-second fix just on the inside, just a little dripping of that, and that just, you know, it's just for security really, make sure it doesn't, you know, come out at any point, and that's about it. So all I've got to do now is paint these lights in. I'm not doing that on camera, I'll save you the job of skipping forward watching that. I'll skip forward myself and I'll paint all these details in, and then we'll be putting this sucker together. So let's look forward to that now. Okay folks, right, I've done the front, it's all chromed up, and I've done the back. Got these lights, they're all back. Right, now this paint, these lights here on the back, and this chrome ain't quite dry yet. I managed to get the lights in, and I put like a little dab of the 5-second fix in behind, just to hold that there. So now we got to I'm going to try and assemble this now, because I want to get this one finished, and I'll just show you how to do that. Right, the suitcase, that just goes on, well, it's not a suitcase, it's a bloody toolbox. That just clips in on the top, so you just got to push them little tabs in like that, and they'll click in just like that. Then we're going to go to the inside, and we want one of our spotlights. The easiest way to put these in is the long bit first. You put the long bit in first, they'll just drop in like that, simple. So we'll put them both in now, because we might as well get them out of the way. We've got our spotlights in. Now we want this tyre piece, so I'm going to have to undo them. I'll put them tyres on there just to, so I didn't lose anything really. Now these aren't the right wheels, as you know, because I didn't like the reproduction ones, which I bought, was a waste of bloody money. That just drops in like that, and then that just drops in like that, so that's pretty simple. Next bit, we want our steering column. Oh, if I don't chuck it on the floor. The old steering column goes in like that, just drops in there, that's it, all fits around the light. And then we want our seats. Bloody seats has come out, so we'll stick them back in. Oh, they might drop in afterwards actually. So I'll put that piece in. Well, that's going to go up slightly there, because that spotlight has got a little piece, if I show you, there's a little pin there, that, and that there is what holds that spotlight in. That just drops in like that. Seats just drop in the bottom like that, and then we see it's taking shape. Right. Oh, I knows what I have forgot, folks. I forgot the bloody roll bar, anti-roll bar, am I? I've got to put that in the windscreen first before we go any further. Take it all out again. I wonder what that black bit was doing there all on its own. Now that just clips in. clips in there like that. Well, saying that, that's what it's meant to do. There. That's all it is. Got to be done properly though. Drop it back in. Right. Drop our seats back in. Let's make sure everything's fitted nicely. Yes. Everything seems okay. Right. Oh, I forgot the steering. I'll get it right in a minute. Oh, what a palaver this is. Put the steering in, you Wally. Right. Now we can put that back. I'm jumping the gun here a bit, folks. I want to get this finished. There, now we're on track. Right, the next bit is this piece, the old kangaroo bar. Now that there's a little low in there, look. All you gotta do is push that one there into that little low, like that. And then when you got the body on, that'll hold that. I think that's easy right in, I think. I mean, you could put a dab of glue in there if you wanted to, but I think it'd be alright. And when you get the body on there, that'll straighten that up a bit like that. It's a bit wonky at the moment because it's coming out that way, but the body will load that on there. And the body, the base plate. So what I think I'll do, I'll actually take these wheels off for now, and we'll put the base plate on. Without the wheels on it, because it might be a bit easier without having the wheels in the bloody way here and hampering what we're doing. So now we want to put our body on there, or our base plate on there. Push that around slightly just to get that lined up. And I don't want to touch that bonnet if I can help it, because he ain't quite hardened up enough yet. And he's got to click into place. This is the dodgy bit here. I'm afraid to touch a bonnet, that's what it is. The back part's gone in pretty much how it should. Or is it? No, it ain't gone in now, look. The seat's moved, that's why. Right, the back part's in. That is down as far as it'll go. The front bit has got to come in a bit further. It's got to grip that. It's got to grip that bloody bull bar thing, or kangaroo bar. I think perhaps my best bet is to get a rivet in the back, because the back part is in. Yeah, the back part is pretty sealed in there, isn't it? So I think that's what I'll do. So let's get that rivet in the back, get that held in, and then we can fart about pushing the front piece down afterwards. Might have to touch that bonnet in a minute. I might have to touch it in a minute, folks, because it ain't going to go in house. Right, we'll get our super glue. It would have been better if I'd have got prepared for this. Put a little dabble in there. And then we want longest rivet of the two is the one that I prepared for this. Now we'll let that one dry, and then we'll sort the front out. Well folks, I actually cheated. I was fiddling around with it off camera and I managed to get that rivet in there now. So we've got both our rivets in. All you got to do is fiddle around, make sure everything lines up, and it will eventually go down properly. But now as you can see, the lights, that's solid, that's solid. They still turn where you want to put them in, or whatever, that way, or whatever they want to go. But that's all solid now, so that's all sorted. So then all we got to do now is put the old decals on, which I will do indoors, I think. And next time you see it, it'll be all decaled up, ready to go on us, you know, on a bloody put the tire on the top, I suppose. It'll be all decaled up, ready to go on a marathon somewhere. So there you go. Let's get on and take a look at it on the turntable. Right then guys, here she is. This is, as you remember, this is what I started with. I didn't have any wheels for this one. I bought it on eBay actually. It cost me just over a tenner, but I mean, the time you put the postage in, it's quite an expensive little thing really. I mean, postage was nearly a fiver, so it's not a cheap thing to buy. But I thought, well, everything's there. The old toolbox on the top's there and all that, but the wheels weren't there. And I thought, well, surely they're not that hard to find, and there must be repro ones available. But there wasn't, not decent ones anyway, as I well found out. So I had to do a little repair on the suitcase, or the toolbox, and I had to put a little handle on that, which I didn't realise was missing at the time of buying it. I didn't really study it, to tell you the truth, but anyway, look at it now. I did end up putting on some different wheels altogether, not the ones that I the bought ones I had, the reproduction ones, because they were absolutely crap. They were all warped and they didn't turn properly. These set of wheels here is for another car really, for another Jack, what they call it, Golden Jack's car, but I managed to make them fit by doing a bit of filing here and there on the inside of the actual shell and thinning this out and that out, and managing to get them fit properly with the tyres. And then it's just a case of respraying it really, and well, putting a new set of transfers on, and that's about it really. And I'd like to say thanks again to Brett for sending these genuine wheels up for me. And I've actually made a box for this one. I bought the Kangaroo and I made a box, so there you go. There's an homemade box for you. So if you like this video and you'd like to see some more, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be back again very soon with another one, and I'll see you then. Until then, bye bye for now. Bye bye.